Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls around the world. It's once again time for the WADcast, the Writers, Actors, Directors podcast, the one where we talk about writing, acting, directing, and all those awesome jobs on a set between that help make all the movie magic come to life. I'm one of your hosts, Josh, joined as always by he finally got his Ghostbusters tin, Brandon.
What's up, everybody? Happy Friday. Hope you're all having a great day and getting ready for a great weekend here. So weekends mean nothing to me because I always work.
I'm on extended weekend myself. It'll last until August. So before we get into the Waddy part of the stuff, let's take care of some business that I might have forgotten to mention during our pre-show chat, and I'm just now dropping on you as a complete surprise. Some of you that have been paying attention to the WADcast Facebook page, and if you haven't, why not? Because that is a great place to go get information about us and this show. So head on over to Facebook, give it a like, and you'll be able to know exactly what the heck we're talking about. A couple of weeks ago, Brandon left the West Coast and traveled all the way across the country to the East Coast. I would like to say that it was simply to spend time with your boy, but you had some familial commitments, which was fine because that was my last week of actual day job work for a while, and you did your thing, I did my thing, and we took the week off. Last week, we thanked Jen profusely for taking over and doing, quite frankly, too good of a job. I mentioned that to her. She said she'll try to do less. Well,
yeah, she needs to bring herself down to our level.
I'm not sure that's possible. She is too good. But once again, thank you to Jen for that. But we neglected to mention a couple of things in addition to that. First of all, again, if you've been looking at the Facebook page, you might have noticed some pictures popping up, some clever designs that have been appearing of Brandon and myself, not only of just us being, photoshopped into weird things, and some of the things we kind of actually did, like that the lipstick and the thing that wasn't composite at all. That's actually what happened. Yeah. But I want to get it out there that our photographer that day, James laughed when he saw the pictures. Yeah, I laughed when we were taking when we were getting photos done. Our photographer was a fellow by the name of Charlie Shuck. Not only is he an awesome person, he's a great friend, and was willing to help us out with this photo shoot. So thank you, Charlie, and for being our photographer on that day. And he's a great photographer too.
Yeah, no, Charlie did a great job with those pictures. He did a really good job. So
he also supplied us the venue to do the shoot. So I know he listens. So again, thank you, Charlie. You are awesome. Although I'm not sure I can go back and live down the story of Lipstick Face.
Yeah, well, James Babcock commented. He said that he laughed when he saw the pictures. Buddy, you've only seen like 3 or 4. Like there are hundreds of these pictures. So there are. I think it's around like 200 that Charlie took.
It's closer to 6.
Is it so? Okay, well, like the ones I have on what do you call it? On my drive and everything else, I have like maybe like 200 of those.
Mhm.
But we even have pictures of Josh parading in the water, in the ocean in Jacksonville Beach. I did not join him because I'd already spent plenty of time in the water while I was out in Florida. One thing I miss about Florida, I'll tell you this right now, is I was not used to warm ocean water because for those of you that are not familiar with how Los Angeles water is, or just California water in general,
Mm-hmm.
it is freezing year round. And it doesn't matter what time of year. You can be like the manliest, like most well endowed and like, like God's
Oh,
gifted
doubt.
man walking into the ocean. You're coming out a woman. Like you, you want a temporary you want to know what it's like to be a woman for 5 seconds. You go in that water, you come back out, and you'll be there. It's everything's inside. But it's as tempting as it was to go in the water with you. One of us was wearing a white T-shirt, and I didn't want to get people all riled up and been like, "Oh my God, I need to see more of him because my nippies are poking through." So I decided not to join.
Absolutely fair. The water was chilly, and put that out there.
When you come out to California, you're going to go take a dip in the ocean out here. You'll see chili.
Please. You've been to the springs out here. You know we have cold water.
Yeah, those are springs, Josh.
Yeah. Okay. For those of you unfamiliar, springs. If it's 110 degrees out there,
No, that water's like 60.
Yeah, this pool of water is not getting above like 75 at most.
Oh yeah, it's like jumping into a swimming pool.
Yeah, except much more refreshing because it's not going to sting your eyes. The only thing in there is alligator piss.
Well, yeah, I mean, you still have to deal with come on, anybody with water, you're going to deal with some kind of animal's piss.
That's why I generally stay away from like actual water sources.
Yeah, animals piss and shit in the water all the time, but when I do it,
double standards. It's a shame.
Everyone freaks out and calls me gross. But no,
I want you, Brandon, to let's go through your thought process as we got ready for the shoot that day, and I pulled out my backpack and showed you what I had in mind with the
for those of you that have not seen my Facebook posts or not friends of mine on Facebook. So Josh picks me up in Jacksonville Beach. I went to Florida, didn't rent a car, so he picks me up. We drive out to the west side off of 103rd Street. And Josh decides of all things he could buy for a photo shoot, which I wasn't expecting us to have props. But of all things that he was going to bring for this photo shoot, he felt it was the best thing to go through did you buy those all at one store?
Yes.
At one shot?
Yes, I did.
Okay, so it wasn't piecemeal. It was all together. Okay.
It was a trip to the Dollar Tree.
Okay, so Josh goes to the Dollar Tree, and I'm going through his bag, and he pulls out his props, and I line them up on the counter, and he has 3 cans of Silly Spring, 2 giant lollipops, and a tube of lipstick.
And there it is, right there.
And so my thoughts were, I didn't know what the hell to think. Yeah, there it is. Okay, there's the picture I took. I staged it for everybody. Yeah, that's what I was dealing with, and that's almost as bad as if you were to go to that's almost as bad as when I took my nephew to a Walmart. Well, my friend's kid, but my nephew he's 17 years old. So me and him go to Walmart. This is while I'm in Florida. And it's just me and him, and he has a box of condoms.
Oh, I should have got. No, they don't have those at the Dollar Tree, do they? I
And
was in a
yeah,
hurry too.
yeah. Well, I mean, you did a good job. Let me see the text here. I really need to figure out a way to forward everything.
Done. I got it's just over here. You can see it still.
There we go.
It's good. It's good.
But yeah, my thought process was, I mean, you know me, I'm not really uncomfortable around stuff. Like it takes a lot to make me uncomfortable. So my thought process was pretty much just, okay, something's going to go down today, and I don't know who's going to get weird, me, you, or both of us. It was definitely you that day. It turns out, ladies and gentlemen, you do not use hot water nor alcohol to wash off melted lipstick, and it doesn't come out of a beard either.
Yeah, that's true.
Josh learned the hard way.
Hence why we took, well, not why we took, but why I took the dip in the ocean. Because, you know, if the tides can, you know, destroy an oceanfront community, it could clean up face, right?
I did a good job.
It did pretty good. So when all else failed, and by the way, I did ask for advice from one of the ladies at the place we were, and I got to say, I mean, not to, how do I put this? You know, I'm a single guy, so usually interactions with women are, you know, always under high scrutiny on my end, where I'm like, did I look like an idiot? So when the first things that I'm asked is this lipstick face? I'm like, again, not that I was like trying to go there by any means, but it's still one of those, that's a kick in the nuts.
She tried so hard to be nice and nurturing to you, and she just like she was judging you so hard with her eyes.
Yeah.
But she was so sweet about everything. She was so
great.
sweet, but she was just judging the living shit out of you, buddy.
As
Anyway,
well she should.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah. So I'm back, and yeah, that was one great thing that happened in 2023. But there's plenty of other great things that happened in 2023 in the theaters.
Yeah.
You like that? Was that good?
That great segue.
There we go. All right. So this episode, Josh and I were talking about like what we were going to do tonight, and I didn't realize I'd seen as many movies this year as I have because I have actually been very busy. So we're going to talk about a few movies that we pretty much picked out of the mix of all the ones that we've seen, and you know, seen things going from Cocaine Bear to Guardians of the Galaxy 3 to like Transformers: Rise of the Beasts, The Flash, that thing. Yeah, there's a lot. There really is a lot. So I figure that we would I don't know, pick our top 3 for the year. Because we can go on for a while with the top 10, but we're going to be at it for like the entire night to do that. One of us has to go to work tonight.
Yeah, one of us has to go to work in August, and well, I'm pretty sure everyone already knows which one's which.
Yep.
Well, it's going to be easy for me to figure this out because I keep fairly good updates on my Letterboxd. So I will just go ranked highest first. There we go. Already. Do you need to do some preparation, Brandon?
I've already got everything pulled up here. So I'll let you start though.
All right. Is this in any particular order?
Nope. As long as you get to your top 1 after everything else.
Okay, because my 1 is absolutely in your face obvious. It's let's see. The question is, out of all of my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 4-star or more movies, how do I get a top 3 out of this? Good question. You know what? I'm going to go with some low-hanging fruit here. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
Okay.
Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 was a very fitting cap to the James Gunn Guardians of the Galaxy movies, plus holiday special, that hopefully will be remembered fondly for the heart of the story more so than the quips, even though the quips were absolutely hilarious. Kids getting hit in the head with a ball. Loved it. Finding an Earth-like planet.
Yep.
Absolutely loved Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, mostly because all of these movies, they've had this characteristic of found family. You know, it's kind of the drawing power of it. These people that come together to become their own family, whether or not they actually have family that's still around, whether it was taken from them or whether they're running away from something. It is, I don't know, it does my heart good to see a story about people that find each other, a group of friends that are so close that they're family.
Yeah.
I mean, if you call this anything else, it'd probably have to be Fast and the Furious, right? See what I did? Family. Also a franchise that went into space.
I cannot be the only person. Like, I'm sorry, you mentioned that Fast X shit. I cannot be the only person. I cannot wait to get out of the theater for that.
It was great. You're out of your
mind. It
mind.
was not great.
It absolutely was.
Jason Momoa was the only good part of the entire movie. And there's no stakes in Fast and Furious. People die and get resurrected all the damn time. How the hell is Gal Gadot still alive? Homegirl fell off an overpass to her death.
If you don't see it, it didn't happen.
Oh, God.
If there's no body, there's no death. And that's only like half the time. But Fast X, I told you, the dialogue was some of the worst ever, right? The enemy of my enemy is you. What is it that you want? Things like that. Crazy bad. All in like the first 10, 15 minutes. And then they do exactly what they need to do. They shut up and blow up everything. That's what we're here for. And they did it.
Weren't they playing soccer with like an atomic bomb or something like that?
What's that?
Were they like when he's playing soccer with like a hydrogen bomb and shit with his car?
If you're asking if there was a live action Rocket League sequence, then yes, there was. And I loved it. The only thing that I regret is not having people around for me to go, they're playing Rocket League. Oh my God.
Was so bad. Okay, so what else you got?
Oh, you just want me to get through the whole list, huh?
Are we still like, was Fast X like your third one?
No, I haven't. I've only done Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, okay. Sorry. No, we got touch. Okay, go ahead. Sorry, let's go back to
X because of the whole family thing.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Sorry. Go ahead. What were you saying about Guardians?
No. Yeah, I was pretty much done with Guardians of the Galaxy. Found family. Great story. No super, daddy issues on Star-Lord's part this time. It's all about Rocket, and it was. I hate to use the word beautiful, but it was very eloquently told.
Oh yeah, like it was heartbreaking too, seeing where Rocket came from and everything else. And someone said, I remember seeing someone write something about how Guardians of the Galaxy 3 ripped off the ending of Deadpool, where he's gets closure while he's talking to Vanessa and it gets pulled away. But no, it's That is actually something that happens in a lot of movies.
Harry Potter
Does
talks to
that?
Dumbledore.
Yeah, that has happened a few times. So it's nothing new. But either way, okay. So I gotta say, like, my number three is probably oh God, where is it? I just closed the tab. Sorry, give me a second. My number three, we just had our special guest on our show a few weeks ago. She did the costuming for this movie, but we have a ghost on Netflix. It's
Ah,
actually
that's
my
my
number
number
three.
two. That's my number
Huh?
two. I said that was my number two.
Well, this is my number three, so this is one I actually have right here. And you can go about your reasons why it's your number two. Number three, because like the other two movies, I really enjoyed the writing in these other ones more. But the concept of We Have a Ghost, I thought was great. And there were times where it actually got you in the feels. And I honestly, I did not see um, the ending for like the guy, like his friend actually killing him and taking the kid. I didn't see that. I didn't see that coming. So, um, and plus, like people are saying, like Anthony Mackie in that movie, like he just like comes off like an asshole, and he addresses it too. And he addressed the character addresses in the movie. Like every character that had to have closure got closure in that movie. Like the pacing was great, and it was hysterical. Like the whole scene where the kids are running from the cops, and you have like you have the ghost in the back seat. And, he can't die, but he's still afraid of what they're trying. Like I think they were trying to outrun a train or something, and he just pops his like head inside his bowler T-shirt or his bowler shirt, like a damn turtle. But honestly, the writing it was funny. It was very heartwarming. Just an all around like fun film to watch. Like I really enjoyed it. So that's my number three, and it's all about family. Go ahead, Josh. What's your next one? Oh,
I was,
I took it from you.
yeah.
Why did you? Why is
Hold
it your
on.
number two?
Why? Why is my? Sorry, I was getting the background stuff done while you were talking. I thought you would talk more, so there we go.
Okay,
It's all done. All
that's
right,
fine.
we have a ghost. My number two. Well, honestly, it was great having our special guest talk about costuming for the film, but
Yeah, Whitney,
yeah, when it was great.
we gotta get her back on the show. We really do.
Hopefully, you know, when her schedule frees up, she'll be able to hop back on and talk about the next project because she does
Yeah,
stay busy. So I got to say, watching this movie is the reason I wanted to reach out to her and get her on the show. It's for a lot of the reasons, like you said, all about family, and it was hilarious.
yeah,
I I don't know why some people didn't really care for it because for me it was absolutely wonderful to see finally a sort of ghost film with people in it that see the ghosts and they have a complete 21st century attitude about it.
yeah,
He's like, I'm gonna scare these kids, and the kids are like, that's cute. Can we make TikToks about it? That's funny. It's
yeah,
it's it's breaking that tired trope of "Ah," it's a ghost. You know, just kids are just nonplussed by it, and then it sort of breaks into Scooby Doo territory, and we're like, we got to solve this mystery, gang, which I'm all about. And each one of the characters was, I think, identifiable with,
yeah,
very very realistic, and nobody really hitting like an over the top trope level, like I said. Stereotypes abandoned. We have a ghost. um yeah, it's in my top top 3 for sure for movies this year, and might be uh, I'd say top 10 ghost movies just of all time for me.
Yeah.
So I put it in the
better than
same.
Ghost.
Yeah, I'm gonna say yes. Maybe not from a, filmmaking. We were talking about this earlier. Rating films, giving them their ratings based on either the technical competency, like a critic, or just how much you enjoy it. So, is The Room from Tommy Wiseau a
God.
half-star crap fest, or is it a 5-star laugh out loud riot? The answer is yes. The answer is yes.
Oh God. All right.
But We Have a Ghost, I think, earns all of its merits. There we go. All right. Your turn to talk, sir.
Okay. The second one would be Cocaine Bear.
Okay.
To make it's you would think that I would have like more of an avant-garde style, like sense of what I like in movies, from how many movies I actually really hate, or TV shows I can't get into. But Cocaine Bear, just like with We Have a Ghost, is set out to do exactly what it was meant to do, and then some. For a movie based on an incident that only involved a bear swallowing a little cocaine before it went on a rager and then collapsed and died. This movie it had no business being as funny as it was. Like none. But it was hysterical. There's even this great scene where they have a guy in an ambulance and they're trying to outrun this bear. And the bear has like this hero moment where it's like leaping, but it's in slow motion. It reminded me of Thor Ragnarok, when he's jumping through the air and it's like that slow motion, and you hear like the music. That's all I could think of. Like when I saw this, the bear jumping in his ambulance just to kill everybody. But the whole thing, for something that was based on something that only took place over the course of like an hour tops, they built this entire story around. They built an entire world. It reminded me of like pretty much Steven Spielberg making Jaws, and Jaws itself being a book that was based off of the author reading something about a shark attack, and he formed this entire world around one shark attack. So, what you watching there, buddy? Oh, okay. Are you actually pulling up Cocaine Bear with the ambulance scene? That's awesome. Josh is over here watching Cocaine Bear, like for the ambulance scene, but it's such a great scene. It's a great movie. It is funny. It's very graphic. It is very graphic. It's not for kids. And just in case you're a bad parent and you don't realize that the title of a movie called Cocaine Bear is not a family movie, it's a very graphic movie, and there's copious amounts of drug use, including kids doing drugs. But I'll let Josh show this clip that I'm talking about here. That way we can actually all enjoy this ourselves. Go ahead, Josh.
It won't let me show it.
Oh, why?
I don't know.
Okay, well, then never mind. But yeah, like I said, Cocaine Bear, not a movie for the kiddies. So, yeah. Anyway, Josh, go ahead. What's yours?
What's my number one?
Yep.
Oh, my number one with a bullet is clearly Across the Spider-Verse.
Okay.
What that movie does for finding words. Into the Spider-Verse, I thought was an excellent film when it comes to animation style and story, and it still is. I watched it right before Across the Spider-Verse, and I was like, yeah, this holds up because of the style. Lord Miller are freaking kings of animation style right now.
Yeah.
So when it's all across the Spider-Verse, you have this idea that if you're doing a sequel, you got to go big or go home. And quite frankly, they did it. They did it again. And they elevated just from an animation style, loading it with style, and moved it straight into an actual art form. In a way, and I mean it in every pretentious way you could possibly imagine.
Yeah.
Then Across the Spider-Verse is art, from Gwen's watercolor world to just the fact that it took so long to do the Spider-Punk animation by itself.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Getting it's not going to sound very impressive, but getting a 14-year-old to do Lego Spider-Man animations.
And you know what? That right there probably got that kid a future in animation right there.
Let's hope so. He's got credits.
Yeah. And the thing is, that kid did a damn good job there too.
Yeah.
So he did a very good job of that set for a 14-year-old. Listen, let's one thing. Let's. I think we can all agree on one thing right now. While you and I have had this conversation about kids and technology being at times too dangerous for them, because it also takes away like them really enjoying their childhood compared to what you and I grew up with. Going on bike rides that would like last like for the entire day. Like, I don't even know how far away from home I biked at the time, but it was definitely more than 10 miles.
Finding dead bodies.
But yeah, looking for dead bodies, building forts in the woods, like with no hammer or nails, just like trees stacked on, split branches, hoping God it wouldn't collapse. But there are some forms of technology, like social media. No, I don't think kids should be around it. But what that kid did with technology, with an editing program and like an animation program and like just like his stop motion, he did a great job with that.
Yeah,
did an amazing job. So we need to find that kid and have him on our show.
No.
Wow. That's ageism right there.
Mm-hmm. I get paid a certain amount of money to deal with knee biters, and
I'll reach out to his parents. Like, hey, how you doing? I'm a complete stranger on the internet. I love to speak with your son in private on the internet.
You do that. But Across the Spider-Verse, it did take years to do. And the reason it took years to do is because not only did they fill up every frame of that film with art, but they did it in a way that each Spider-Man, and this is, if you've seen it, you know what massive statement I'm about to make. Each Spider-Man had its own art style.
Oh, I didn't want to tell you. You were wrong. The 1990 Spider-Man was in that chase scene.
I was not wrong. He was not in it.
Huh?
He was not in it.
He was. Yeah, he was in it for a split second. It was a blink and you miss it thing. Because I was actually going to do like a breakdown for everything. So I watched a whole chase scene on like 0.25x speed, like just trying to get every single spider person. And that took a long time to watch, by the way. It took a long time to watch. But I found them.
Okay.
I got you. I got you, dog. I got your back.
But each Spider-Man had its own art style. If you haven't seen it, slight spoiler, even though you see it in the trailer, there are hundreds of them. Hundreds.
Yeah.
Each one done in its own style.
Dude, you had a classic 1960s cartoon Spider-Man, and he's like on the two poses.
with the same frame rate, and
The same frame rate.
all of this is going on simultaneously. A high octane, high speed chase going on through the Spider Society, and then you got 60 Spider-Man that's like, they didn't have to do that,
but they did that for us.
They did it for us. So just every little detail about this movie is just so perfect and so exquisite that the fact that it not only came and met expectations, but I think surpassed expectations. It's by far my number one movie of the year so far. And just to put this out there, I also sang praises for Super Mario when it came out. And said, if people remember Super Mario in a year's time, when it's Oscar time, that's an excellent contender. But no, I think Beyond the Spider-Verse or Across the Spider-Verse blows it away in almost every regard. And I love the Super Mario movie. I watched it again today, but I will be owning Across the Spider-Verse just like I own Into the Spider-Verse. I mean, as soon as possible.
Yeah, I actually I bought the Super Mario Brothers movie the other day, so I have my own copy of it.
Yeah, we have one too. $20. I was like, okay, yeah.
But yeah, because it's funny that you mentioned that. Because that's actually my number one for this year so far. And I just sent you a clip as to exactly why it's my favorite scene. I don't know if they'll let you upload this one or not. If not, no worries. But it's one of the many reasons as to why. And honestly, like what Mario Brothers was the Nintendo film that I think Nintendo's been waiting for 40 plus years.
Let's see if I can do this, because if YouTube finally caught on to what we're doing, sharing, stuff, that'll suck. I'm not thinking it's gonna work.
Nope.
It doesn't appear to be letting me do the thing.
That's okay. No, but the training course scene with Mario when he's trying to impress the princess, it was great. But honestly, the jokes were all there. There were so many Easter eggs towards pre-existing properties. The Punch Out pizza place, like based on the Mike Tyson's Punch Out, or just like Punch Out after Mike Tyson was no longer a part of it. When you have Jumpman was the game Donkey Kong. Jumpman was Mario's original identity in that game.
With me, watching.
But you had Spike. Yeah, I guess I probably won't let us play the other one because there's also like this song, I Need a Hero, playing in it. But
that's when
it was
Mario starts his run.
Oh, okay. All right. But either way, so it's just like it was a movie that I think Nintendo's been waiting for, so they could see who they could trust with their property. If you're not familiar with Nintendo, they are very protective over their IPs. They do not mess around. Super Mario Brothers with Bob Hoskins and John Leguizamo back in 1993 when that came out, that completely destroyed Nintendo's faith in any kind of live action iteration of their properties from then on out. People have pitched ideas to Nintendo. They have pitched so many ideas to Nintendo, and Nintendo has just shut them all down. Ranging like, there have been video game movies since then. Like we've seen like Double Dragon, we've seen Street Fighter, we've seen Mortal Kombat, but those aren't Nintendo's properties. Things like Legend of Zelda. I hear now there's something in the works finally. And after the success of the Super Mario Brothers movie, they've been much more open to collaboration. See, this is what happens when you let Illumination take over something, because I believe it was Illumination, right? That did the Mario Brothers movie.
Yeah, Despicable Me, Minions. That's them.
Yeah, so
they know what they're doing.
So I say, like, at this point, like Legend of Zelda, give that to Illumination too. Let's just go ahead and give them the Nintendo properties, and you know that they'll respect it because look what they cranked out with them. They gave us an origin story to Super Mario and Luigi, and they had a wrap up with them both saving, the Mushroom Kingdom, and being able to travel to and from the Mushroom Kingdom back to Brooklyn whenever they want to.
And like you said, they paid so much tribute to everything that came before it.
Oh yeah, I was on that because I didn't get to see the raccoon suit or like the. My biggest thing is I wanted to see Mario with the firepower. That's what I wanted to see. We kept seeing him get the power up and everything else and get bigger, but at the end, when him and Donkey Kong are tearing shit up, Donkey Kong gets the fire flower, and Mario eats, the mushroom. But at the end, when Mario and Luigi both touch the star, and also let's talk about Jack Black, dude. Jack Black in that movie absolutely owned it. I had so many questions about some of the cast. I never had a single question about. I never had one question about Jack Black.
Right.
But I didn't know how Chris, what's his face, Star-Lord, whatever his name is. That's on the tip of my tongue. I didn't know how he was going to be because he always plays himself in every movie. Charlie Day, I had no questions about him playing Luigi because his voice was kind of matching Luigi. So Toad was hysterical. Michael Keaton, he did a great job with that role.
Seth
Toad
Rogen
was one of my favorite characters in the entire movie. But and Anya Taylor-Joy, she did a great job as Princess Peach. Like they all did a great job.
Say the word. Seth Rogen did a great job.
Oh, Donkey Kong. Oh, that's great. Like, and the whole talk inside of the when they're inside of the eel, it's like my dad thinks I'm a joke. He's like, well, you know what? Your dad is right.
I don't know your dad, but he seems like a brilliant guy.
But and I had to explain that to Danielle when I went to go see that with her. She's like, well, wait, which one's Donkey Kong? I was like, well, no, Cranky Kong is the original Donkey Kong. Then there's Donkey Kong Jr., who is Donkey Kong's father, the current Donkey Kong's father. And then this is Donkey Kong. That's actually how it goes. It's very confusing as well. It really is, but whatever.
Then you saw Diddy in the crowd. You saw Diddy Kong in the crowd.
Yep. Yeah, Diddy Kong, and I forget the other Dixie Kong. But yeah, that was my go-to because I just thought it was a great movie. I thought it was a lot of fun. Had a great time. I saw it a few times.
Watched it again today.
Yeah, it was just a lot of fun to go watch. I mean, that was it. It's a lot of fun to go watch. I love the realism behind it. Like, I love how it explained like Mario and Luigi's uniforms, like where they're wearing gloves and all the time too. Like, why do they wear gloves? All that stuff. Like, it answered questions you never even really had. That's what cracked me up with it. Plus, we got one of the best songs of the year from Jack Black that he wrote himself, called Peaches. And it's just such a stupid song, but it's so brilliantly done by Jack Black. But and plus, like, even like the relationship, like, let's face it, Bowser in that movie, yeah, he's such a horrible, like, just creature. But there's no doubt that he loves Peach so much.
But doesn't she hate you?
Huh?
But doesn't she hate you? That just makes me love her more.
What if she says no and he like kills the guy? It's like there's so many funny moments to it too. Like even the opening, and the opening was in all the trailers. It's Bowser invading like the penguins to get the star.
Mm-hmm.
That is the very opening scene of this movie. But then we had callbacks to
yield.
I do not. And then we had callbacks that if you were a kid in the 80s and you watched the Super Mario Bros. Super Show, you were just going crazy in your seat watching this movie.
Yeah.
Because their commercial has, like, it has the song portrayed by the live version actors of not Bob Hoskins and John Leguizamo, but I'm talking about the old school Super Mario Bros. Super Show. Huh?
Captain Lou Albano.
Yeah. Yeah, you had him, and you had oh god, what was his name? Harvey. No, shit.
Weinstein.
No. Danny Wells. Danny Wells. That's his name. You had Lou Albano. Albano? Is it Albano or Albino? Albano, right? Okay.
Captain
Lou
Lou.
Albano, and you had Danny Wells. They played Mario and Luigi in the Super Mario Bros. Super Show. And they also voiced the characters in the animated series as well. But the rap that you heard...
Super Show.
Huh?
Said the Super Mario Brothers Super Show.
Yeah. And so like the rap that you heard when they're doing the commercial, that was the theme song to the Super Mario Bros. Super Show. And I heard that, and I was just... I looked around like... I thought it was only one. I'm looking around. There's like other like 39 to 40 to 41 to 42 year olds like in the group, like just like just like bouncing around, like Guys get older, but we never really grow up. So
yeah, that's true.
But maturity is an option, really. But
the only thing that I think was missing was having everybody do the Mario.
Oh God, do the Mario. Swing your arms from side to side. Come on, everybody, go. Let's do the Mario.
Yeah, I can still do the Mario.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I still remember how to do the Mario.
If we ever wind up in the same place again, that's going to be one of our videos that we record together. Just us doing the Mario.
Are we wearing the Mario and Luigi costumes? Because I'll be Luigi for you.
Of course, you'll be Luigi.
So
you're the thin one. Duh.
But yeah, but that is my number one this year. It was actually a very tough choice between that and Across the Spider-Verse, but no, it was Super Mario Bros. For me so far. First time ever, I gotta say, like, an animated movie is my favorite one for the whole year. But I've been waiting for a decent, like, just a video game adaptation of a movie, whether it's live action or animated, that actually does justice to its source material.
Mm-hmm.
No, not shows, because Castlevania was an amazing series on Netflix. Castlevania being one of my favorite games ever made. That was an amazing series, an amazing adaptation of my favorite game in the world, one of my favorite games in the world. But now I'm waiting for either Legend of Zelda, live action or animated, I don't care, or Mega Man. Live action or animated, I don't care. Illumination, make Mega Man happen. It will absolutely make money.
Does Nintendo own Mega Man?
Capcom. I don't know. I mean, it's only. Oh, I mean, it's not only been published on Nintendo because, Sony published Mega Man 11, but I think Mega Man 11 was across different consoles, so I'm pretty sure it's only owned by Capcom.
Yeah, Capcom.
But I'm just saying, I still want to see, like, at least Illumination do something with Mega Man because Mega Man it has enough to actually make that kind of humor. Because it has it's a platform game, but it's got the kind of humor that you could actually use to make a hell of a great movie.
I wonder if anybody actually has the film rights. Has bought them. Okay.
What are you looking up?
The film rights to Mega Man.
Oh.
All right.
No,
so,
I know there was a cartoon back in the 90s for Mega Man, but
yeah.
And the cartoon was good. The cartoon was actually decent. It was just it got so serious at times. I picture Mega Man as more of like a playful property to really just like have fun with than make something so, I don't know, morose at times. Plus, Pharaoh Man's always been my favorite, and they just made him like a pimp in that show.
According to my limited research, it appears that there was a Mega Man movie in 2010. I believe it was Japanese. Maybe it was a fan-made film. I don't know. But okay, Netflix. Okay, from TheVerge.com, Netflix is making a live-action Mega Man movie.
Oh, they are.
It says it's been in the works since 2015.
No.
This article is 2 years old. Someone else says that Fox technically owns it,
which means Disney now owns it.
Right.
Oh, Jesus.
But yeah, 2 years ago,
it's
like
Fox?
that. What's that?
I said, who the hell would ever sell a property to Fox anyway? Back when they were around, Fox was horrible.
Marvel did.
Yeah, they made mistakes. But listen up. Okay. I have to take Indiana out here. It's already actually 8 o'clock. So,
just a real quick note. You said you wanted an adaptation of Legend of Zelda.
Yes, I hear that. I thought I read some of that one was in the talks or in the works or something.
That apparently, hearing the words, "Well, excuse me, princess."
No. That cartoon was horrible.
I didn't say it was good, but it was part of the Nintendo Power Hour with the Super Mario Brothers Super Show. Remember Captain N and the Game Masters?
I do, and what they do with Mega Man of that Mega, all the time. They had like a Game Boy that like was their companion. He had like the belt that was like a Nintendo controller that made him like gave him superpowers. He had his his light blaster. They never had a Power Glove in that show though. They never used the Power Glove. But you had Icarus, you had King Hippo, the Eggplant Wizard from the Icarus games.
Bigfoot.
Well, no, that was Donkey Kong.
No, the monster truck.
Was that in Captain N?
I don't remember it because there was another similar show.
There's another one with a monster truck and that Tammy Tomato thing.
Yeah.
And a few of the characters. I know what you're talking about, but that wasn't Captain N. Captain N had Simon Belmont from Castlevania, but they butchered all those characters in that show.
They made them 80s cartoon characters.
Yeah. Mother Brain. from Metroid. And we gotta see we gotta see Zelda and Link in Captain N2, and we still heard the whole "excuse me, princess" shit. Like, I don't know who wrote the script for the Legend of Zelda cartoon, but I hope that they are fired and got blacklisted after that show.
They was just following orders.
Yeah. He said in a German accent. So anyway, but let me go take care of the dogs. I also have to get a shower, get ready to go to work tonight. So let me let you go.
You don't need to end the show like it's a phone call. Just say, all right, that's going to do it for us here tonight.
All right, that's going to do it for me tonight, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a great show. Josh, thank you for correcting me live in front of everybody. Everyone, if you can tonight, if you don't follow us, or if you do follow us, let's start there. If you do follow us, share this podcast. Get us around a little bit, okay? We do once in a while have decent conversation. It's not always glitching up like tonight and last week. It's been pretty smooth. Now, that being the case, so share us. Now, my handle is on the bottom of the screen, right there. BJacksman1982. Follow me on Instagram. That's where you can follow me. I have a Twitter, but I don't remember that. I think it's also BJacksman1982. I don't remember. But we also have the WADcast page on both Facebook and Instagram. You can follow us both pages there. Just type in the WADcast. You have to type in the WADcast. They'll bring you to a page where it says WADcast writers, actors, directors. And there's going to be a black picture with a white banner that says WADcast in it. Just follow us. Chime in every Friday night, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And all the time zones in between. I don't know what they are, but like in 1, 2, 3 hours difference. So just follow us. Chime in, joke with us like James Babcock did tonight. And that's about it. But I gotta go take care of this dog because his legs are crossed right now, so I don't want to have friends. But Josh is going to play some horrible music and give you his final thoughts, very much like Jerry Springer used to. So yeah. Happy Friday, everybody. Enjoy your weekend. Be safe. Don't do anything stupid. Here is Josh to go through everything and give his Danny Tanner Full House speech.
Alrighty. Get out of here, you scamp.
Bye.
All right. So a couple of things. First of all, head on over to WADcomedia.com. That's where you'll find all of the links to the pertinent socials, the merchandising, so you can get awesome shirts and mugs and mouse pads. People still use mouse pads? I don't know. There's even a Patreon that goes largely ignored by everybody, including myself. So if you really want to throw a few ducats to support the cause, I recommend just getting a shirt, have something, get something in your hands. That'll really, really show everybody how much you like what we're doing here. So WADcomedia.com. 2 of the 3 things. I don't know if you noticed this, but Brandon did not get to use his 1 per episode. I'm proud of him, but as soon as he hears this, he's probably gonna be kicking himself. So let him know, hey, Brandon, you dropped the ball. You didn't even use your F-bomb. Oh, well. No explicit tag for this episode. It's going to be weird. People are going to think it's some sort of mistake. Nope, this is one you can listen to with the kids. How about that? So anyway, now on to the actual final thought, which is, in case you haven't been paying attention to the 134 episodes minus 133, the only thing standing between you and your dreams is you. You are getting in runway. Stop it. Stop doing that. Do you think Lord Miller were like, oh, geez, if only I knew how to draw, then I could make cartoons. Who's got time for that? No. They went ahead and were like, we want to make art. So let's do it. You think Sylvester Stallone sat around going, "Oh, jeez, I got an idea for a movie. And there's no way nobody would make my movie. Nobody would cast me in their movie." No, he didn't do that. He got off his keister and did it. He got stuff made. He took the meetings. He listened to his gut. More importantly, he pursued the thing he wanted to do, and that's what you need to do. If you want to write. You don't have to ask for permission to write. You don't have to ask for permission to capture footage, to capture performance on camera. You don't have to ask for permission to memorize lines and read them for cameras. You can just do these things, you know? It's crazy. Do it. Upload it to YouTube. Whatever you want. Keep it for yourself. Doesn't matter. But if you're not trying, then you're not doing. And if you're not doing the things you want to do to create, then that's on you. Stop longing for it. Stop being angst-ridden. Just do it. But not in a violating of a Nike trademark kind of way. All right. This has been the WADcast episode number 135. I have been one of your hosts, Josh. Brandon was here earlier, but he bounced. So until next time, I hope you all have a wonderful week. Thank you all for joining us, and we will see you next time